there's kind of like an urban legend story behind End of the Road. Like that was our first time working with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2-part because actually I wanted to know what you thought about us when you first heard us. Like because we never met until then, till that moment in the studio in Philly. And I always wanted to know, like, why did he pick us? Like, why us? Like, what was it about us that made you say, yeah, I think these guys can sing that song? And then 2, was that song written for us in particular? Or was it just a song you wrote for the Boomerang soundtrack and you just wrote it and that was it? And then later on you thought, well, I think these guys could pull it off.
There was a list that came up about artists that should be on the Boomerang soundtrack, and your guys' name was put on it. I wasn't completely aware of you guys, but I did listen to you, and I listened to Motown Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point in the movie where I saw a good chance for a ballad when I watched. And so this song was written specifically for you guys because it was written in the style of a Motown Philly kind of way. End of the Road, the whole chords and stuff is very much like, you know, in that vibe. And I said, well, let's go old school and go that way. And when I finished the song, I thought it was really good. And I thought, damn, I almost want to keep this myself. And I really was considering it. You know, I said,
and he sang the demo really good, by the way.
You know,
like
no, it wasn't. It was all right. But,
do we have access to the demo? Do we have access to that?
I wish I did have that demo, but no, I don't know if I have that demo, and I wouldn't want to play it anyway.
But I burned that one intentionally.
Right. But it was because I thought it was a really good song, and it just felt good. But I listened to you guys, and I thought that it would be fun to do it on you guys. What I didn't know is how good you really were. If I'm being honest, what we heard before from the records that you did before, they weren't crafted the same way as End of the Road was. So they didn't really kind of like show really the ability that you guys had, or even the emotion that was there, because they weren't really about those kind of. The rest of the records weren't really so much about that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This was a little bit more mature.
Yes.
When you guys finally came in, we met you for the first time, and y'all came in and y'all started singing, and I remember I had to figure out part for Mike because I got to get a low part, and we came in with the talking part, and you know, and because that was on the spotlight, because that was not part of the whole thing at all. But like, let's do the old school talking and everything. Yeah. All that was kind of like. So everything was organic at that point. And then when you started singing the harmonies, and it just hit me like it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that it was that good. My demo feel like it should never get a chance to see the light of, you know. I was like, don't ever let that get out, because I had no idea how much a song could come alive when you guys took that song and you made it, you birthed it. You know, End of the Road would not be End of the Road without you guys. You know, and it's a good song, but it really came alive because you guys sang it. And then when
we were trying to impress you.
And well, when Wanye, you know, he had the hoarseness in his voice. It was cracking and stuff like that. Yeah. All of that. It was like, because to me, that was like pure emotion. So for me, it was like everything, because I'm just an emotion man.
Right.
And so for me to get that and for you guys to give me that, I was like, this is crazy of how good it felt. I didn't know how big of a record it would be. I had no idea. Yeah. I never would know any of those things.
Right.
Magic happened. And I don't even know that. We knew that it felt good. We didn't know how magical it was.
We were on tour with Hammer at the time. And
if people don't know how amazing Hammer was.
Yeah, Hammer was the shit. And so we had a day off. Michael Bivens, who was our manager at the time, was adamant about us doing this record. Yeah. And he tells a different story because we weren't supposed to do it at first. Like, Motown didn't want us to do it. Why, I don't know, but...
I think it was because it was on our album.
I see.
It was on the Boomerang soundtrack.
I see. So it was okay. So it was those politics.
Yes.
But somehow Bibb still got us in the studio with you guys. And it was a day off, and we went in, and we only had a few hours to do it because we had to fly back to catch the next date. And it was like a dream come true being in the studio with the man who we made out to his music. We had mixtape song, with all of his songs. Tender Lover was like a vocal handbook for us being in high school and all of that. Like that's just being honest. Like like this.
That's still
we listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were actually in the studio with you was just mind blowing. We recorded the record. I think we played it like 3 or 4 times before we left, and then we had to get back on the road. And honestly, we didn't think anything else about it because we were just so busy at the time. And even when it broke the record, we were in London at the time, and it broke the record, and Motown was so excited about it. We were so tired.
What record was that was broken at the time?
We broke longest #1 Billboard charted song in history. We broke Elvis Presley's record, 36 years, and we were like, yay. And we just was like this afterwards. So we didn't really understand the significance of that song until years later, because we were just so, it was just like a whirlwind of obligation and things that we had to handle. So we didn't really have time to breathe. But the point is it was just the honor of being in the room with those 3 greats. Like it was Face, LA, and Daryl. And it was just like it was just fantastic. Like it was one of the greatest moments of our lives and our careers that changed our lives forever. Like that song, like, I mean, mind you, we were selling pretty good. Like we were at 7 million records and things were doing pretty good. But that song launched that album to Diamond, which is 10 million records for those of you who don't know what Diamond is. But like that's the song that kind of catapulted us from national to international.
Crazy.
And even to this day, like it's a staple for us. Hey y'all, and that was On That Note. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, here's a couple more videos for you to check out. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.